of another journalist, Vanessa, and then the lady who just spoke as one of the organizers. Um, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all because, you know, everything that the police does reflects a particular regime. The police actually mirrors the governance or leadership style of the regime because they are a branch of the executive. Whenever they find that kind of boldness to carry out brutalities without any fear of its implications, it is the backing that they have from the executive arm of government. And I believe that when I look at there have been some facelift and at the police installations, particularly the police headquarters and police depot. But I look at some of those things and they look too frightening. Even now, if you get to the gates of the police headquarters, they look so scary. I mean, the gates are, police stations should not be like that. Even military installations are open to the public. And so there is a certain tendency to create a regime police that acts with impunity. And they see that they are quick to refer to the law as if the law was given to them as a tool to mete out brutality, but not they are not interested in the checks and balances and various limits or limitations created in the law to regulate their conduct. They are not interested. I think enough has been said, particularly with respect to the submissions of my friend Honorable Musa Hussein on the law. They claim that they were carrying out certain, they were enforcing the Public Order Act. At the same time, they appear to be enforcing a court process. I mean, who enforces a court process? You have filed your own process and you are enforcing it out. How can you enforce a process that you have filed? Not that they are enforcing a court order. I thought they were going to say that they were enforcing a court order, in which to find out from them whether they were enforcing the order on behalf of the court or on their own side, their position. Because the court enforces its orders, and where there is any need, they employ the police to assist the court executioner, or who we call the deputy sheriff or the registrar, to enforce the court orders. It is when they need the police to assist that the police come in. So even if it were to be a court order, much less to talk about a court process, a motion that you are filed, you are enforcing it. You know, the impunity of the police reflects the impunity of the government that is them. And I think all this impunity, I keep emphasizing in all my submissions, or whenever I make an intervention, I say that all this will stop at the courts. But the courts don't go looking for cases to try. Parties might present themselves before the police. When a similar brutality took place in Ashama a couple of months ago, involving links, it was expected that all the victims will come together in a class action suit to take on government and its agencies. But Ghanaians, as usual, they won't act. Ghanaians are not too interested in exercising their rights, particularly when it comes to these actions of state institutions and the infringement, the actions and inactions of the, state institutions as far as the security setup. Typically, you see Ghanaians only going to court when their property rights are injured, such as land. And so our courts are flooded with land cases and all that. But actions involving thought, what we call thought, such as this, I expect nothing short of the organizers having a list of all persons that were arrested, because this arrest is unlawful. It is unlawful arrest, period. Nothing to add. And all consequences that will arise from this unlawful arrest, those persons must seek remedy against the police as well as the Attorney General. If we begin to take on the system and let them pay dearly by way of compensation and damages, these things will not stop. Is it also because people have lost confidence in the what do you call it, the justice delivery system, that they don't want to test the law? Organizers of this demonstration, I'm actually challenging you. Please take up this matter. We are ready to represent you. Look, take up this matter. Looking at the flood of lawyers that from the court, what do you call it, the police stations, desperately to get these victims out alone, should give them some kind of comfort that there is help. They should take on the police. They should let them pay for this action. It is an unlawful arrest. They have caused what is called committed false imprisonment. They have even assaulted and caused bodily injury to some people. They must gather all the evidence, audiovisuals. They must gather all the medical reports and everything and proceed to court against the police and the state. It is only this way that this nonsense will stop. This regime police must be brought to order, and the only way to bring them to order is by way of a civil action in court. Nana, that's my contribution.
So the next thing you expect the organizers of this demonstration to do is to also put together everybody who has suffered.
Yes, a class action.
Okay.
I mean, they should bring all, they should put, list everybody and then recount the various degrees of brutality meted out to them. Even if you were detained for a second, once your movement was restricted, a tort has been committed. There must be liability for all the tortious actions that were taken. This is the only way the police will be held to account. Just going to complain in the media and posting all kind of things in the social media, it will pass and go. Look, the action that took place in Ashama, the brutality a while ago involving the military, if adequate compensation has been, sought for by way of a civil action against the military and the Attorney General, the state, the regime will begin to call its agencies to order. We are too slow in taking such actions. They are totally absent in our court. Is it because they feel a certain they have that feeling of immunity from suit, because they think that when you go to court, after all, nothing will happen, because the system is so intimidated by the regime that even the court cannot call them to order. I believe the court will do so. I remember very well. I even gone to court. I was in court in 2011 where I cited the then IGP for Tewiakwe for contempt. And I went for bench warrant for his arrest. People asked me how I was going to execute, but I found a way. It had its full effect. You see, those were the days where you had judges that were bold. I believe there are still bold judges. A judge issuing a bench warrant for the arrest of an IGP to be executed by who? One of his constables. But as lawyers, we had means of enforcing that warrant, and it was done. The effect was felt, and the clients had the benefit. The clients themselves were police officers. Look, if we don't have some level of activism in the court to ventilate grievances such as this, but we only sit on radio stations and in public, social media, and complain and throw our hands in despair, this level of impunity will take over the country if he hasn't done so already. I listened to Bridget and I was shocked to see a journalist who says it's not like mine, but it's already known. Public figure had a clothing store in public. Such level of impunity of a police who think they are above the law. What makes them think that way? What makes the police think that way? The only institution that can make the police feel this way will be the executive arm that they form part of, or the courts when they go to court and nothing happens. We are not in court yet. I'm encouraging the organizers to seek redress for their members.
And it looks like they won't have difficulties getting lawyers to help them, based on what I heard yesterday.
The number of lawyers who took the caliber of Honorable Inisa Hussein and Ametefe, and you can't even count the number of lawyers who themselves became victims. Those lawyers who suffered brutalities must not just complain, they must be plaintiffs as well. We have tolerated this nonsense for too long, and that particular arm of government, I would say arm, agency, the police, they are a law unto themselves.
Thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome, Senna.
Lawyer David Ametefe speaking to us. And of course, okay, so for those of you, in fact, I keep getting complaints that you're having difficulties hearing us clearly. What I can do is to encourage you to download the app Lawyer was talking about, Radio Garden app. You can also download the